Hey guys, it's Mindset Performance Coach Adam Carmichael here. In today's video, you're going to learn how to be both happy and successful, how they don't have to compromise each other and they can be on the same path to the same goal. You're also going to learn how most people get this completely the wrong way around and it causes so much pain, suffering and stops them from getting to their ultimate destination. Now, make sure you stay around to the end of this video because I'm going to be putting forward an opportunity to work with me one-on-one in my peak performance program. A couple of spots have just become available. You guys can book in a free consultation call with me to see if you're a good fit for us to work together. That being said, let's dive into today's video. So we have our internal state and our external state, right? So by this I mean in how you feel emotionally, your thoughts, your internal state, and the external, we're talking about the outside world. Now most people live their lives, their whole lives, trying to change the outside world so that they feel good on the inside. They may not be conscious of this process, but we're trying to be successful. We're trying to get the right girl. We're trying to achieve things so that we can feel good on the inside. It's a noble pursuit, right? Awesome. And I spent most of my life doing this. Most of my life I was trying to change the outside world so I could just feel good. I want to feel fulfilled, happy, excited. And I thought the more I achieved externally, the better I was going to feel inside. Or completely wrong. I got this completely wrong. And it's only through reflection that you start to learn these things, that it's actually the internal that needs to come before the external. So let me walk through the analogy so you guys can see exactly what happens. So first of all, we have our thoughts, right? So let's say we have thoughts here. So we have what we're thinking, whether it's positive, negative, we're always thinking about stuff. So that's the first element. Then that leads to emotions or feelings. We'll call it emotions today. And this is our internal state. Our internal state can basically be defined by our thoughts and our emotions combined, and they feed back into each other. So thoughts lead to emotions, emotions lead to thoughts. They go both ways. Now, if your internal state is happy, that means you're a happy person. If your thoughts and emotions are negative, you're generally going to be a more negative person. Now, we think that if we change the external world, we live our lives, if we're successful, if we do this, if we have this outcome, then the thoughts and emotions will feel good, right? And I'm going to show you why that's a flawed system. So we have thoughts and emotions. They then lead to the actions that we take. So once we're thinking stuff, we have a thought in our head, we feel a certain way, we take action, or we don't take action, which is also an action in itself. And that leads to our outcomes. We could even call this our life. Our outcomes basically are our life. So we've got our thoughts and emotions, the internal state, lead to the outside actions we take, which lead to the outcomes we create, which creates our life or our personal reality. So if you try to bend the outside world, so you want this stuff to come together so you feel good on the inside, it doesn't work. And here's why it doesn't work. What happens is we say, when I achieve X outcome, when I achieve X result, when I achieve X financial situation, X body, X health, we then allow ourselves to feel good. So we've got one thing, maybe 10 things will make you feel good in the external world, but 999,000 and the rest won't make you feel good. So by thinking the outside world is going to make us feel good on the inside, we by default say everything but these outcomes is going to make us feel bad. Why is that? Because we've created a rule. If I achieve these outcomes, I'll allow myself to feel good. We've literally created a rule. So we now will not allow ourselves to feel good until our external conditions are met. Now this is very dangerous because what happens is we think that putting ourselves through negative self-talk by whipping ourselves, disciplining ourselves, pushing ourselves hard in a negative state to get the external reward is a noble pursuit. And it is to a degree, but it's flawed when you link your internal happiness, your internal state, to that external goal. On the flip side as well, it's also counterintuitive. If your thoughts and emotions are coming from anxiety, frustration, guilt, needing to do something, from scarcity, how is that going to affect your actions? And how is that going to affect the outcomes? So let's say you just ignore what I'm saying here and you go, Adam, this is BS, all about just pushing, get the external results, work hard, discipline yourself, all that stuff, which is good in its own right. What happens if you don't listen to this? You're going to use your negative thoughts, your negative emotions, which are going to cause a certain action. And in my opinion, and everyone I've worked with and my examples I've seen in life, if you could control your internal state first, if you get happy emotions, you can feel inspired, you can feel energized, your thoughts were all about the future, your desires, your dreams, that led to feelings of goodness inside, happiness, contentment, fulfillment inside, before you've even taken action. And then you take action, then you step forward, you're a different animal. You're going to take very different actions. So we've got the negative person who's using the outside world to make them feel good, or we can use the internal state, control that first, and then take action. And once you see the system, you see, okay, why am I making this rule that the external world governs my inside? Everyone's doing it. 99.9% of people are doing this. They're literally going, when the external world meets my needs, I will feel good. So the external game is, I will feel good when X. I will feel good when X. And what is that? When you make 100K, a million, when you have a six-pack. We have these small criteria. I will feel good when these things, but everything else, I feel bad. And as a result, you end up taking action from a negative frame mind. And also, when you play the external game, it doesn't last. I'm not sure if any of you guys have achieved a big goal. How long did it last? Was it a day? Was it a week? That sense of fulfillment, achievement that you wanted. And the reason is, its internal game is separate to the external game. So once if you did it separately, what was if instead of trying to control the external to make you feel good on the inside, what was if you took the time, the energy, the effort to get to know yourself, to center yourself, to feel good, happy, fulfilled, just for who you are right now? Would that stop you getting to your goals? Or would it aid you? So the internal game, you feel good, always. Always. Now this is not like some positive self-talk, like you trick yourself, you just feel good, just feel good. You set the condition, my internal game is not dependent on my external game. If I can get myself to feel good the majority of the time, feel happy, inspired, driven, enthusiastic, if I can control that bit first, and I spend all of my time and energy controlling that, and then I go into the world, the external is going to be super easy, and you're not using the external to try and change you on the inside. So you've got to be working on this. You've really got to think about, where are you right now? Are you unhappy? Are you miserable? Are you frustrated with your life? And the reason will be because you're putting all your efforts on the external. Now, my kind of test on this, the Lisbeth test I call it, basically, if you can't sit in a room by yourself for say 20 minutes without going crazy or without thinking that what the hell's going on, you've got a lot of work to do. If you can't sit by yourself for 20 minutes and be happy, be content, be fine in your own thoughts, you've got work to do. So controlling the internal game, not only is that the end goal anyway, by trying to control the external, you're only doing that because you think it's going to make you feel good. Once you felt good no matter what, once you felt awesome. And the thing is, like, I work with a lot of ambitious guys. Like 9 out of 10 people who work with me are driven, ambitious, they want to achieve success. And I help them model their life to achieve their ultimate outcome. But their end outcome, even though they want success, they want achievement, they want fulfillment, they want to feel good on the inside. So what was if you could feel good just because of who you are, because of the actions you're taking, because of how you're showing up in the world? You wake up in the morning and you're like, I feel good because I'm a boss. I feel good because I execute on what I said. And the external world, it's going to take care of itself. So control the internal first, external takes care of itself. And if you can do this, you'll be in a different place than almost everyone else. So internal before external. Now, I went to a Tony Robbins event about 6 months ago now in Singapore, and he's very big on this framework, which I'm just going to share with you now. So he said start with your state. So your emotional state, how you feel internally. Get yourself centered, feel good, feel happy, feel fulfilled. So your internal state could be negative, frustrated, or it could be happy and enthusiastic. Control your state first, get yourself in a good emotional state. Then, how you feel impacts the story you tell yourself. So if I feel frustrated or anxious or disappointed, I'm going to tell myself a different story about my life. If I feel inspired, enthusiastic, I'm going to tell a different one. So control your state first, then that's going to change the inner dialogue, which he calls the story. And then that changes the strategy. The strategy that you set for yourself. So if I feel anxious, and the story I tell myself is because things aren't going the way I want them to, then the strategy, the action I actually take, is going to be based from that starting point. So if I just go back to my internal state and go, right, before I take action, I'm going to make myself feel enthusiastic, energized, and happy, and then that's going to impact the story I'm telling myself. Then I'll take action and come up with a strategy to use. Boom, you're in a different game. So what I want you guys to take away from this video is you need to take the time working on your internal state. Often that means meditating. Often that means understanding, why don't I feel very good now? It also means separating yourself from your external results. If you can only feel good when things go well externally, holy shit, you might have success, but you're gonna be miserable, you're gonna be unhappy. Because those external things you think will validate you, they won't. They'll run out. 100%. Like, nobody's ever made themselves feel good inside by the external. And I played this game, like I said, most of my life, chase the external. I would use alcohol, drugs to make myself feel good on the inside. Or I would say, oh, it's just because I need to get in this certain environment. I need to have this certain success before I feel good. Oh, my body's not quite what I want it. Once my body's good, then I'll feel good. Once I live in Bali, and I've got a bigger villa, because this villa's not quite what I want, then I'll feel good. Bullshit. You can feel good anytime you want. This is like the magic hack. You can feel good anytime you want. You've just got to decide to feel happy. You got to decide to feel good. You got to put the work in to say why I don't feel good. Remove all the baggage, and then realize that by doing that, you don't lose drive. You don't lose ambition. You don't lose your wantingness to go after stuff. You actually increase it. And once I realized that, I was like, holy shit, I can feel good and be more proactive and go for my goals more. Boom, mind blown. So if you guys can see the value of that, start with your internal, then go to the external, and all your life will change. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you're serious about taking your life next level in 2020, I've got some free consultation calls available to work with me one-on-one. I've only got a few spots available, so if you're serious, click on the link in the description to apply for a coaching call. This is not for people who are dabbling, who want to just like have a conversation. If that's you, don't apply. But if you are serious, you want to go next level, you want to work with somebody to create that internal state so that you can drive towards your external goals quicker, I'm your guy. So thanks for watching this, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the like button before you go, and you'll be seeing plenty more from me very soon.